Hello, everyone. Um, I feel bad for Miss Nikki, baby, that she just got abandoned by her boyfriend. It's a very sad thing to happen to someone. But I mean, this is an everyday occurrence, and I don't think this should be brought on the internet like this for people's entertainment. But you know, I guess this is a way to get their name out there. I, I hope both of them find peace. And congratulations to Miss Nikki baby for her baby. And girl, you'll be fine.
Is this opposites attract or is it very similar? We just
I would say we're alike, but we are kind of opposite in the best way possible, because I feel like he brings me my peace. I feel like being in the like around the strip club life and just in living in Hollywood and all that stuff. I feel like it's a lot of people who are opportunists, or a lot of people who just kind of just they don't really have anything going on. And when I met him, it was like he changed my life for the better. Like that we don't have drama. We're not, he has his life, his basketball, like he's focused. He's not trying to go out to the strip club 7 days a week and drink and party. Like, so it was just like, he leveled me out in the best way. And it's like, I needed that.
So I know that what I heard, you guys met on a hike, or that was your first date, was a hike.
That was where we met.
You met on a hike.
Yeah.
So I've went hiking many times. I haven't met anybody on a hike. I've tried to hang out by the the place on Runyon Canyon where the locks are on the fence. I've actually brought locks to put it up there, taking my time. Ain't nobody walked by me on a hike.
Do you want to borrow my dog? Maybe you'll have
No,
that.
I don't like
even
to hike.
come out. Like, I don't even hike or none of that for real. I just came out there. I had my dog with me. I'm like, oh, look at this. So I just took him over there. I was just going to let him get a little air for real because we've been driving for a minute. So I don't know. That happened weird like that.
So you go to take your dog for a walk on the hiking trail and you run into Nikki on the hiking moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then what makes you guys talk while you're hiking? Because I'm not the type of person that even wants to really talk while I'm working out because I look crazy.
Well, I look cute. And my dogs my two Pomeranians were like trying to attack his two big dogs. So I was like, oh, like, here we go. And then we just started talking, exchanged numbers.
Okay, so we're going to get to the journey of talking and exchanging numbers to baby, because that's a journey. So how long ago did you guys meet?
Like about like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And so how did you know did you know when you guys first met, either one of you, that this was going to be more than just meeting on hiking?
Initially, I didn't think, like, I didn't know. I was like, okay, like, he probably just thinks I'm pretty. Like, he might not try to, like, we're 8 years apart. So I was like, okay, he might just want to have fun. Like, I'm like trying to settle down. I just got my real estate license. So I'm kind of like, focused on my real estate. And I wasn't trying to just play around and stuff. And then we ended up dating, and then we kind of both were on the same page with everything.
What about you? What did you think when you met Nikki? Did you know who she was?
Nah, for real. I was just.
You didn't
that
even
was
know.
just
So you
my
don't watch
first-
Love and Hip Hop. You're not really active on
I'm
social
not
media.
really into all that social media. Like, I'm not on that, like, for real. I really just hoop. I'll be at the crib. I'm like you. I like staying at the house, man. I'll be with my dog. My
not
brothers
like
come
you.
pull up. Like, I just be with a little small group,
And then you get her number. Do you get her Instagram?
Yeah, for sure.
So then did you go?
I just going off for like straight look, Like,
Yeah.
I'm not like, who is this for real?
He never knew.
But then when I started hanging out with her and stuff, like, that's when we started clicking for real.
Really?
And I'm like, all right, you feel me?
Did
I
you
just
know
kept
who
coming
he
back.
was?
No.
That's crazy. Pregnancy?
I mean, we weren't careful about it, but like we talked about like, wanting kids together. Like I told you, like we knew our son's name 3 months before I got pregnant. So when it happened, it was like we already knew, like, okay, this is what what we're gonna do. Like we planned. Like I told him, like, okay, God willing, one day we'll get married. Like we both wanted stability. Like we grew up with both of our parents, and so like we want that together, and we talked about all that.
So you guys have talked marriage?
Yeah.
Do you
Not
both-
now at this moment, but
But
yeah.
I mean, have you? I mean, when you start, I would think building a family, or when you're this close and intimate, you all live together.
Yeah.
Assuming. Okay, so when you're planning it out, are you talking about the future? Like, do you want to get married? I mean, I'm certain your parents were married, your parents were married, so is that natural, like a natural expectation that there's a wedding coming?
Yeah.
Not like soon, but
Not
like
soon, but yeah.
for sure. Like I'll get married for sure later on, but I'm not like itching to get married. I already told her, she know that.
In a couple years.
Yeah.
3.
Look, y'all, you want to
3 years. We talked about it.
Y'all go ahead and talk about it right now. 2, 3. Wait.
Nah, I don't know yet for real, but I mean, shit, it's probably happening.
Well, because I mean, 24 is at a different place than 32.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, but you don't seem like the type that needs to live out a wild fantasy, right? Like you don't need to do any wild. You're not like me at 24 trying to figure everything out. Okay, so if you do get married and he gets married at 24, 26, 28, whatever.
No, as long as I know it's going to happen, I'm very patient because, 24 is young, so it's fine. Like, as long as if he was like, no, I never see that happening, and then I would be like, okay, that's, but we talked about it, but he wants to get married, just not right now. And I respect that.
But I always think, like, if I was to get married or do a commitment ceremony to one or two guys, I just feel like there has to be hall pass.
Yo,
You can judge me.
Guy, he comes from a good family where his mom and dad have their kids, the Ball family. He's had his issues in the past. He was on his way to a successful career, lost it when he was over there allegedly stealing in China. Remember, Trump had to get involved with pardoning him and all that. And so he's kind of been the family member that, he's like the brother that had all the potential and almost had it all, but ended up being nothing. Well, he then got a $13 million contract for music. I don't know it, so please don't sing it. We don't have licensing money over here. Well, listen, that's what everybody keeps saying on the internet, and that it's a big deal. Well, I didn't even know it, but he got $13 million, and then this is when allegedly things start switching up.
The lady and her family are racist. I don't care what anybody says. She always got the N-word in her mouth. You are not black at all. Surprise. Stop posting about me. Stop trying to throw shade. Like, just leave me alone. People move on. Things change. Yes, it may not be updated or addressed to the internet because it's not for y'all. People have private lives. You don't know what's going on. So everybody coming for me and trying to me and woman shame me, and I'm so sick of that narrative. Like, y'all so quick to blame the woman. Y'all don't know what's going on. People love to play victim for the internet. Half the time, that lady don't even have her kids. Let's be clear. There is no abandonment over here.
Child, I'm gonna say it because no one else is saying it. Gleo is 26. Nikki is 34. I think they met when he was 22. You mean to tell me you thought a 22-year-old was ready to settle down? Wait, a 22-year-old with success? With fame? Was his mind even fully developed yet? I don't condone cheating in any type of way or form. But sometimes I see these narratives and I'm like, did you not see this coming? Because this is a hot mess. This is a hot ass mess. She grosses me out because you'll never win off of this type of situation. Breaking a relationship to build yours never works. Never works. I don't even know Miss Thing, but imagine having 2 under 2. Like, you really thought you built in your family and this man just walks on out? She has more class than me. But still, why does something in my mind be like, I should have expected this, or she should have expected this? Ooh, Miss Thing. How you get them is how you lose them. And the dumb stuff that keeps coming out of her mouth, like, y'all don't know the situation, y'all don't know what's going on. The baby is still 2 months old. Shorty's still dealing with postpartum. You with the man that has basically a newborn, and now you pregnant and bragging about said man? Is the bar level in hell? Like, this is not a flex. This is absolutely embarrassing. And mind you, Miss Nikki, stay pretty, move on, and do your family. Because it's not worth this embarrassment. Like, that's just not worth it. And you know his dad love you. But what do y'all think?
Not Jello just coming out the All-Star game performing his song. Like, he ain't just leave his woman for his mistress with those 2 babies, like, last week. First of all, he's feeling himself because he has a $13 million contract with Def Jam. I didn't even know he raps, y'all. I just thought he was a basketball player. If you didn't see it, go watch it because y'all.
I mean, they make a beautiful family. But what did our big sis, Shara Seven, said? She said, do not go above and beyond for these men. These men need to be going above and beyond for us. Because we start confusing the situation when we're going above and beyond for them. They get to start feeling like they're the prize. and they no longer have to work to earn their position in your life. So no, do not go above and beyond for men to show them that you're the woman for them and that you a big boss and you can do this and you can do that, because they end up taking advantage of you. And then when you have kids with them, they're not going to be there for the kids because you're a boss. You got it all together. So them kids are taken care of and provided for. You don't need him. Especially you being pretty. You gave him some pretty babies. That's all he was there for. That's all he was there for. So unfortunately, Miss Nikki, baby, I'm sorry that you had to learn this from this situation. But now you know that you're the prize. Sit back and be pretty and let that man pursue you. The next man has to pursue you, and he has to earn you, and he has to be the one that's going above and beyond to get you. Okay? Take some time, go to YouTube, and go listen to our good sis, Shara 7. She gonna get you together, all right? All right.
Okay, I'm gonna do it like this because y'all might not even know these people. If you did not watch Love and Hip Hop, I guess you wouldn't know her. He's one of the Ball brothers. I just like to say, first off, there's an 8-year age gap in between these two. The man is 26. What do you think a 26 ex-basketball player, up-and-coming rapper was gonna do with his free time? I'm sorry. Miss Nikki, baby, has had a terrible track with relationships, and I'm gonna need her to focus on her because, baby, dating might not be for you. You have those women that sometimes dating is just not the bee's knees. It's unfortunate what he done, yes, but do I feel like sorry for her? No, especially after the I'm gonna say alleged because I didn't hear her say it, but I'm gonna say her use of the N-word. Baby, I'll believe it because Miss Nikki, baby, is not black, not in any way, shape, or form, okay? I believe it. So when I hear people of her racial background or any non-black person using that word, okay, the N-word, calling niggas, I feel like it comes from a racist place anyway, so that kind of is what it is. She did this to herself. Even her father, a couple of people have said, that he was basically like, well, what did you think you was going to get? And a lot of us, is in agreements. Baby, what did you think was going to happen? What did you think? You thought that this man was really about to settle down and y'all be hunky-dory? No. First off, and this is a huge issue, a lot of the older women, which is crazy because she's 4 years older than me. So I'm still in my 20s. I'm 28. Ain't no way I'm dating a 26-year-old. I'm sorry. That's just my personal preference. I think I could date a 30-year-old. I would not date a 26-year-old. But those are my standards. This is what happens when you don't leave the younger men to the younger women. The people within their age group. You could have found a nice businessman, 32, 34, that was looking to settle down and have a family and this, that, and the third. Nothing too crazy. But you chose, first off, an athlete. Then you chose that athlete, then wanted to become a rapper. Baby, you should have hung it up flexing. Baby, this is not T-Pain. Y'all keep looking for T-Pain in these men. He is not a T-Pain, and he will never be a T-Pain. He is not a Method Man. Okay, he is not an Ice Cube. He's not an Ice T. I think that's what you was looking for, baby, and that's just not it. It's not it. You walked into this one. I feel sorry for the children involved because, I know it is mind-boggling to. I'm used to my dad being here 24/7 or my other parent being here 24/7, and then boom, they're gone. Then I got to go over to this weird lady house that I don't know, and I don't know if she's actually pregnant or not. That was the rumor. That's the word on her, but who knows? All I know is, Miss Nikki, baby, you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself, and that's just that.
Jello Ball goes on the internet to clap back at Miss Nikki Baby, who earlier this week said that Jello abandoned her and her family, and she's postpartum. The kid is brand new, and how could he start another family with an entirely new woman? This is insane, a surprise to her, and made it seem like she was completely blindsided. Now, Jello goes to the internet and said he's not abandoning any of his children. He doesn't say he's staying with Nikki in the message, and clearly he's with this new woman that you saw he was on vacation with, but literally less than a couple minutes later, Miss Nikki claps back and then says, you haven't reached out. I've only FaceTimed you. You've only spoken to the kids like in 3 weeks on this FaceTime call twice, and you haven't made the effort to call once. So take it how you want to take it. So she admits that she kind of lied a little bit. Like, she exaggerated, mixed with passion, mixed with people would think he's bad either way. But he did not abandon him. He just hasn't been around for whatever reason. And it seems like, at least in a man's perspective, that she could have driven him apart. Whether or not they both played a part, they drove each other apart. He's out of there not just because he found some better looking older girl. He didn't want to be with her, and he found a better looking older girl. And I want to know what your thoughts on this situation is, right? Is this right? Is this wrong in regards to Jello? Do you think Miss Nikki's completely innocent? Let me know in the comment section, and follow me for more content like this.
Miss Nikki Baby is a better woman than me. I would have got to New Orleans, did my biggest one. I would have had a ball. I mean, a blissful blast, and use that man's song in my reel. He ain't seen a good crash out. And then the new girl, he went slow. She just slow. Like, those are the type of females you can't even save. She just, the noggin ain't noggin. But I would have used that man's song every chance I got. Because y'all keep forgetting, this lady been had money. Her family been had money. If I'm not mistaken, her family has like a lot of investment in strip clubs in Las Vegas, from what I know in Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. So it's not about the money. She actually really liked this young man. That's what she messed up. Young. Shouldn't have did that. But baby, oh Lord. Oh, I would have ran it down.
So I had a lot of people commenting about their daughter who was born in December, her middle name. So her name is Lanaya Nicole Ball. Now, Nicole's a pretty popular middle name as is, right? I always assumed Miss Nikki Baby, her actual name was Nicole, but as we know, Jello is dating Rashida Nicole. And a lot of people are wondering, did Jello name this baby girl after Rashida? Now, Miss Nikki Baby is alleging that Rashida Nicole is pregnant, and how far along is she? We don't know. We noticed that she has a tattoo after Jello, and that tattoo to me doesn't look fresh. People are saying it looks fresh. It doesn't look fresh to me. So how long have they been together? How long have they been dating? Were they dating prior to Lanaya being named? It's a lot going on.
Miss Nikki Baby and LeAngelo Ball. So over the weekend, LeAngelo Ball, I guess he jumped in the comments on the Shade Room, and he was like, I would never abandon my kids and just leave my kids, period, none of them. And I'm guessing he said none of them, meaning the new baby that he got on the way as well. So Miss Nikki Baby jumped in, and she was like, I look at it as, pretty much she was like, I look at it as still abandonment, because at the end of the day, you haven't called to talk to them or this and that in 3 weeks. And then she dropped down a little bit more, and then she was like, but you did call once, but you want to take my kids over there with a bitch that I don't know, or somebody, she didn't call her a bitch, but I'm just saying it, but a bitch that I don't know, and I don't feel comfortable because my babies are 1 and 2 months, and they don't know how to talk yet. So I get where she's coming from on that part, but I can't say this. He's a fucked up ass nigga, but that don't mean he's that don't mean he's a fucked up daddy that, he's just gonna abandon his kids. No, he was fucked up towards you. He's a fucked up ass nigga, because niggas be fucked up. But you do get some that just because they ain't right for his relationship wise, they are great fathers. And I'm just like, I get where she coming from, only because I would be a little skeptical too, because if my kids was that young, then I get it. But at this point in time, if you're not gonna let him see the kid, then she said, well, you could come over my house. he might not want to come over there. Him and his new girlfriend, he might think that that's gonna like that just put him in a situation that he don't want to be in. And I get that as well. If he's trying to avoid that drama that gonna come with that. If he's trying to avoid that, I understand. So I get that too. Then she said, well, you could come over here and then I could leave. Who's to say? We don't know how you act behind the scenes. He might not want to do that either because he might know it's going to be an argument. It's going to be a big ass thing. This and that. When I get there, she's saying she going to leave. But then when I get there, she going to want to argue and go back and forth and ask why I do you like this and this and that. And he might try to avoid all of that. So I get that as well. Take yourself out of the equation. But now it's like, okay, her and him, because those babies are so small, if you want to be able to let him see his kids, because they are so small and they ain't gonna be able to talk at least for another couple of years, a year and a half, at least 2 years. So in this little time, you're gonna keep saying he abandoning his kids because he don't want to do it the way you want to do it. No, that just comes with parenting, period. That's why it's called co-parenting. Now you got to figure out something in the middle to say, okay, well, you know, I can meet you somewhere. You could get the kids for a few hours or whatever, and then we could do it that way, and then I can come back and get them. Or you can meet me in a public place, or I can drop my kids off at her mom's house, her dad's house, his mom's house, his dad's house, however. Something like that. But they're going to have to figure something out in the midst of all of that, because just saying he abandoning them is just insane. And you can't keep saying that he a fucked up nigga, but that don't mean he abandoning his kids. I don't agree with that one.
If I was Miss Nikki, baby, I would probably be at the games tomorrow or something with like Floyd Mayweather or something. And then by next Sunday, he would have custody of them 2 kids. Because, boy, play somewhere else. Well, that's just how I get down. I don't know.
Miss Nikki Baby and Jello is a modern day cautionary tale that I want every woman to take heed from. Learn something from this. That man set up with that woman, made a life with her, created children with her, and then left her for the next bitch when things probably got a little bit tough. Nikki is 2 months postpartum. Like, come on, sir. You're going to leave this lady with your kids alone by herself, cheat on her, make it go public, let this lady post up and play in her face, laugh at this lady that you didn't build a life with. Like, have you no fucking respect? And then it's like, I don't really understand if it's just hate towards the woman or if it's love towards oneself in the mind of the man. Like, is this self-love to y'all? I'm confused. Because the way that a man will leave you high and dry with a quickness, like, if you down bad, he'll leave you downer and badder. Like, no hesitation. See, because to me, women will weather the storm with your ass, and then when I make it on the other side, she's like, oh my gosh, we're so much stronger, we're so much better for this. But a man will see the storm coming, and he's like, damn, I need to abandon ship. This motherfucker is about to drown. I totally understand why women are advocating for women to leave those kids with those fucking dads, because every man really thinks that he's just gonna baby mama you. And I don't have a problem with single mothers raising their kids by themselves. But if you don't want to be a single mother and you done had a baby with this man and he talking about I'm leaving, all right, when you coming to pick up your kid? Bye. I'll see y'all next weekend. Shoot, because at this point, once that nigga get weird, bitch, get weirder. Like, I don't know. But the more experience I have on this earth with these men, I understand Lisa Left Eye Love so much. I really wish she was here to tell us her story, because me too, sister.
I'm so annoyed for Miss Nikki Baby. Like, damn, you waited this long, not having no kids or nothing, just for your baby daddy to turn out the way he did. She just had her daughter in December. 2 kids under the age of 2. And you just up and tell her, allegedly, that you leaving her for somebody else and somebody else is pregnant. I'd be annoyed. Like, I did all of this protecting my ovaries just to turn out to have a baby daddy like that. Like, that goes to show that no matter how fine you is, in shape, and none of that, these men still gonna do what they want to do. Some of them. Like, just imagine still going through postpartum. Well, it happened every day, but still, it's still a sad situation. Like, she tried her best to protect herself from being a baby mama. But at the end of the day, some of these men is going to do what they want to do. It's just a sad situation. Like, 2 kids under 2. Just had my daughter literally 2 months ago. And now I'm met with you leaving me for somebody else, and allegedly starting a family with somebody else. Men. Some of these men. It's not all, because there's a lot of good men out here, but there's also a lot of these type of men. He said my song took off, and now I'm taking off. That's it. That's annoying.
Yeah, if Miss Nikki Baby could get cheated on, we all don't have any hope. So everybody has been sending her proof of J-Lo or whatever his name is, Gleo, I don't know how to say it. Proof of him cheating. And so she just made a post on Instagram and she was basically like, her and her baby father have been together for 3.5 years, and then out the blue, I think she said like a week ago, he just came out and said that he got some girl pregnant and that he wants to start a family with her and he doesn't want nothing to do with Miss Nikki Baby. And mind you, they just had their newborn baby girl. Not even 2 months ago. She's dealing with postpartum. And now she comes to find out that her man was cheating while she was going through postpartum. And not only that, he now wants to create a family with that girl too. He don't even want Miss Nikki Baby anymore. I'm just like, yo. But this is a serious issue because like most men, like after they have a kid with a female, they always end up going with another girl and then getting them pregnant. For example, like G Herbo, he did the same exact thing. Like, why do men do this? Like, what is the reason? Y'all get so excited to have this baby. Yeah, act like, oh, I'm gonna be there for the baby. I'm gonna be there for you. Blah, blah, blah. We got this. We're a family. And then 2 weeks later, after having the baby, you talking about you got some other girl pregnant. And then you're gonna build a family with her? You're not even leaving her as you gonna stay with her? Wow. That's just wow. That's meant for y'all. Like, but that literally goes to show, no matter how you look, you can get plastic surgery, you can get BBL and everything. It don't matter. That will not hold a man down. Because I remember when I was younger, boy, I used to fiend for a BBL. I was like, listen, I want to, why am I gonna do BBL? Maybe y'all all have BBLs and y'all still get cheated on. It don't make any sense. None. Now, obviously what happened between these two is extremely unfortunate, but yes, Jello, let's talk for a second, because if she's offering and if she's trying to make it work in any way possible for you to see your kids and you're still not doing it, there's a problem. And like she said, that's kind of abandonment. You're kind of ghosting your kids. Like if she's even like, hey, if you want to come over, I'll leave just so you can spend time with your kids, and you still don't, I don't know. If she is having to FaceTime you in order for you to see your kids, I don't know, you know. So to say like there's no like abandonment and to dead that right now, like I don't really know that we can. And yes, she's very valid. His response could be like, oh, why don't you come to me? Your bitch was just disrespecting her on social media publicly. Who knows what she's saying in private to her? And she doesn't know her. You know, why would she bring her children around a woman that she doesn't know? It just makes sense for you to go back into the environment where you just came from. Because you can't say that you're not comfortable with Nikki. You can't say you're not comfortable around your kids and you're not comfortable in the space that you guys shared for years. Why don't you go over into that space that is known and comfortable and spend time with your family? Unless you don't want to, of course. Hello. Rashida is ruthless. Nikki, you know, they've been having a back and forth. Nikki said, anyway, I'm off the internet. I'm about to take care of my kids. That's all that matters. And she says, meanwhile, wine and dine. Wow, she's standing 10 toes by the man. Like, honestly, if I was with a man, and regardless of, like, what he's told me, if a woman who he just had a baby with 2 months ago came on the internet and said, wow, I just woke up to my man in a new relationship, I would question that. I would be extremely sympathetic. I would be wanting to get answers. Like, she's immediately just coming on the internet extremely defensive, rubbing it in Nikki's face. Like, weird. Jello, and you gonna let her come on here and say that Nikki don't take care of her kids? Okay.